Psychologists have long been intrigued and concerned by narcissism, a personality trait marked by obsessive self-love and an unquenchable craving for praise. While not all narcissists are the same, there are several traits and ways of thinking that they will never completely overcome. In this video, we will explore the shocking truth about 4 things narcissists can never ever move past. Their constant need for validation. One of the hallmarks of narcissism is an insatiable thirst for validation and admiration. Narcissists crave constant praise and affirmation from others to maintain their fragile self-esteem. They cannot move past this relentless need for approval because it is at the core of their self-identity. Without the constant reassurance that they are special, unique, and superior to others, narcissists feel lost and empty. This constant need for validation often leads narcissists to engage in manipulative behaviors, such as seeking out enablers who will bolster their self-worth and discarding those who fail to meet their demands. Despite the negative consequences of their actions, narcissists cannot break free from this cycle because their self-worth is dependent on external sources. Narcissists find it impossible to move past this unending quest for validation because it is interwoven with their very sense of self. Without consistent reassurance that they are special, unique, and superior to others, narcissists feel a profound emptiness that they struggle to bear. Narcissism can develop as a defense mechanism in response to early childhood experiences. For example, if a child grows up in an environment where their emotional needs are consistently unmet, or where they are subjected to excessive criticism, they may develop narcissistic traits to protect their fragile self-esteem. Narcissistic traits can be learned from parents or caregivers who exhibit similar behaviors. Children may internalize the idea that seeking external validation is the only way to feel valued and loved. Underneath their grandiose exterior, narcissists often harbor deep-seated insecurity and low self-esteem. They compensate for these feelings by seeking constant validation to boost their self-worth. Narcissists often resort to manipulation to extract the acceptance they crave. They can be charming and charismatic, drawing people into their web of admiration. They may use flattery, guilt-tripping, or emotional blackmail to maintain control over others. Narcissists struggle to form deep and meaningful connections with others. Their relationships tend to be superficial, revolving around the exchange of praise and admiration, rather than genuine emotional connection. Being in a relationship with a narcissist can be emotionally draining. Their constant need for attention and validation can leave their partners feeling exhausted and unfulfilled. Over time, this can erode the emotional well-being of those close to them. Narcissists' inability to empathize with others exacerbates relationship issues. They struggle to understand or acknowledge the feelings and needs of their partners, leading to emotional neglect and hurt. Narcissists often idealize their partners initially, showering them with praise and admiration. However, as the relationship progresses, they may become critical and devalue their partners, causing emotional turmoil and confusion. The combination of manipulative behavior, emotional neglect, and the cycle of idealization and devaluation can lead to relationship instability. Many relationships with narcissists are marked by frequent breakups and reconciliations. Despite the negative consequences of their manipulative actions, narcissists remain trapped in a cycle of dependency on external validation. They may leave a trail of damaged relationships in their wake, yet they cannot break free from this cycle because their self-worth is inextricably linked to external sources. Inability to empathize. Another stark truth about narcissists is their profound lack of empathy. They struggle to understand or share the feelings of others, which makes it difficult for them to maintain meaningful and healthy relationships. Their inability to empathize is deeply rooted in their self-centered worldview, where their own needs and desires take precedence over everything else. Narcissists can never truly move past this lack of empathy because it threatens their self-image. To acknowledge the pain or suffering of others would require them to step outside of their self-absorbed bubble, a prospect that is often too challenging and uncomfortable for them to bear. Some experts suggest that the lack of empathy in narcissists may have its roots in their early development. If they did not receive adequate emotional support or validation during childhood, They might not have developed the capacity to understand and connect with the emotions of others. Narcissism is characterized by extreme self-centeredness. Narcissists are so focused on their own needs, desires, and insecurities that they have little mental space left to truly tune into the feelings and experiences of others. Their self-absorption becomes a barrier to empathy. Narcissists often have fragile self-esteem beneath their self-absorbed facade. To empathize with others' pain or struggles would require them to confront their own vulnerabilities, something they are typically averse to doing. Consequently, they may distance themselves from empathy as a defense mechanism. Narcissists' inability to empathize makes it challenging for them to emotionally connect with others. Their partners and loved ones may feel as though their emotions are dismissed or ignored, leading to a sense of isolation and emotional distance. When someone close to a narcissist is going through a difficult time, the narcissist's inability to empathize means they offer little emotional support. This can leave their loved ones feeling unsupported and emotionally neglected during crucial moments. The absence of empathy often leads to misunderstandings and conflicts in relationships. Narcissists may fail to comprehend why their actions hurt others, as they struggle to see the world from their perspective. This can result in repetitive relationship issues. Narcissists may exploit the emotions of others because they lack the empathy to understand the impact of their actions. They might engage in manipulative behavior to achieve their own goals, often at the expense of their partner's well-being. Ultimately, the cumulative effect of narcissists' inability to empathize can lead to the breakdown of relationships. Loved ones may find it challenging to sustain a healthy, emotionally fulfilling connection with someone who cannot understand or acknowledge their emotional needs. An endless pursuit of perfection. Narcissists are driven by an unrelenting pursuit of perfection. They believe they are entitled to the best of everything, the best job, the best partner, the best possessions, and they will stop at nothing to achieve this idealized vision of themselves. However, this quest for perfection is an unattainable goal, and it leads to perpetual dissatisfaction and frustration. The shocking truth is that narcissists can never move past this pursuit of flawlessness because it is deeply ingrained in their psyche. They are compelled to constantly compare themselves to others, seeking validation through external accomplishments and possessions. This relentless drive for perfection often results in chronic stress and unhappiness. Narcissists rely heavily on external validation to maintain their self-esteem. Perfection, in their eyes, is a means to garner constant admiration and approval from others. Their self-worth is intricately tied to the praise and admiration they receive. Narcissists tend to view life as a competition, and they must always be at the top. This competitive nature drives them to relentlessly pursue perfection in every aspect of their lives. Anything less is seen as failure, which is intolerable to them. Narcissists set impossibly high standards for themselves and others. They expect perfection from their partners and are quick to criticize any perceived shortcomings. This unrealistic expectation can create a constant state of tension and dissatisfaction in their relationships. Fragile self-esteem. Behind their front, narcissists harbor an incredibly fragile self-esteem. While they project an image of confidence and superiority, this is often a defense mechanism to mask their deep-seated insecurities and self-doubt. Narcissists are highly sensitive to criticism and rejection, which can trigger intense feelings of shame and inadequacy. The shocking truth is that narcissists can never truly move past their fragile self-esteem because it is the foundation of their personality. They go to great lengths to protect their self-image, even if it means hurting others or engaging in self-destructive behaviors. Admitting their vulnerabilities and working on self-improvement would shatter the illusion of invincibility they have carefully constructed. Many narcissists have experienced childhood wounds, such as neglect, criticism, or emotional abuse. These early traumas can create deep emotional scars and a persistent fear of rejection or inadequacy. Paradoxically, some narcissists may have grown up receiving excessive praise and adoration. While this may appear to boost their self-esteem, it can also set unrealistic expectations and lead to an inability to handle criticism or failure later in life. Relationships with narcissists often involve cycles of intense highs and lows, When they receive the validation they crave, the relationship may seem idyllic. However, any perceived criticism or threat to their self-esteem can trigger dramatic conflicts and emotional turmoil. Over time, partners of narcissists may suffer from emotional exhaustion, anxiety, and low self-esteem themselves. Constant need to cater to the narcissist's ego can erode their own self-worth and well-being. The shocking truth about narcissists is that there are certain aspects of their behavior and mindset that they can never escape. Their constant need for validation, inability to empathize, endless pursuit of perfection, and fragile self-esteem are deeply ingrained in their personality. While it is possible for narcissists to seek therapy and work on these issues, it is a challenging and often a long-term process. Understanding these truths about narcissism can help us navigate relationships with individuals who exhibit narcissistic traits and foster greater empathy and patience when dealing with them. Your stories and experiences with narcissistic manipulation are powerful. Share in the comments and let others know they're not alone. By understanding the tactics of a narcissist, we can safeguard against their snares. If this resonates, give a thumbs up, share, and subscribe for more insights. Remember, you deserve love and respect. Stand strong, and until our next deep dive, take care.